Apparently, even the Fox propaganda network isn't a safe enough safe space for Donald Trump because in an unhinged and all caps rant on Truth Social, he publicly rejected a second offer by Fox to moderate a debate between him and Vice President Kamala Harris. But before we unpack all that, if you end up liking this video and you want to support the channel, please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and alert bells before you go. All right, friends, seems like this may very well be the end of presidential debates for this election. It may be that Donald Trump doesn't change his mind at the last second. He seems to be sticking to this idea that he's done with debates. So Fox made another offer, another formal offer. They made one previously. They made a second one to Donald Trump and Vice President Harris to moderate a debate between them. Mediaite discussed this. Fox News has invited both presidential contenders Donald Trump and Kamala Harris to participate in a second debate at the end of October. The last time the pair debated each other was back in early September with ABC News as the host network. Following the event, Trump declared there would be no future debates. CNN also made another offer for a debate since they moderated the first debate between Trump and President Biden. And then Trump publicly said the CNN did a fantastic job. They were really impartial. They were really objective. So CNN's like, okay, well, we'll moderate another one, too, since the public clearly wants one and you liked what we did before. We'll get to that in a minute. But Fox also made a second offer. Fox offered the candidates the opportunity to debate each other in Pennsylvania, which is perhaps the most crucial swing state in the country that both candidates need to win, on two potential dates, Thursday, October 24th, or Sunday, October 27th. Fox News anchors Brett Baier and Martha McCallum would moderate the proposed debate. Okay, so that's the context for this. As made clear in the New York Times on Monday, should Harris offer to debate Trump again on Fox, this will present an opportunity for each candidate to make his or her closing statement, said Fox News Media president and executive editor Jay Wallace in a statement. Wallace added, quote, "We're including proposed criteria and format, which mirrors those of CNN and the ABC debates, as well as data on our broad audience reach. We appreciate your consideration and look forward to the opportunity to foster informed political dialogue at this pivotal moment for our nation. The rules proposed by Fox states it will mute a candidate's microphone when the time belongs to another candidate. Moreover, Trump and Harris will not be permitted to interact with their campaign staff during commercial breaks." That's the context. This is Trump's response on Truth Social. All caps. "I won the last two debates, one with Crooked Joe and the other with Lion Kamala. I accepted the Fox News invitation to debate Kamala on September 4th, but she turned it down. J.D. Vance easily won his debate with Tampon Tim Walz, who called himself a knucklehead. I'm also leading in the polls, with the lead getting bigger by the day and leading in all swing states. The first thing a prize fighter does when he loses a fight is say that he demands a rematch. It's very late in the process. Voting has already begun. There will be no rematch. Besides, Kamala stated clearly yesterday that she would not do anything different than Joe Biden, so there's nothing to debate. Thank you for your attention to this matter, Donald J. Trump." Now, of course, it's worth noting that after the debate with President Biden, which, according to the polls, Biden lost spectacularly, even though I would argue Trump did also very terribly because he lied a record-breaking number of times, refused to answer questions directly and substantively, but more attention was paid to President Biden. But after that debate, which Trump says he won, he immediately demanded a rematch with President Biden. So it seems to cut against his logic now that, basically only losers of a fight demand a rematch. By that logic, Trump must have lost the first debate against President Biden back in July. So these are mutually exclusive propositions. But of course, Trump is an unprincipled, hypocritical loser, as are many of his followers. So I don't expect consistency. I will also say, speaking of consistency, that Trump has been consistent in one respect, because going back to that CNN offer of a second CNN debate that they would moderate, Trump officially turned that down as well. As deadline for another debate looms, Trump again rejects a rematch. CNN said former President Trump had until noon on Thursday to accept an invitation to an October 23rd showdown with Vice President Harris, who already accepted. Trump said again on Wednesday night that he would not agree to a second debate with Vice President Kamala Harris as the noon Eastern Thursday deadline for his response approached. So he said no. Okay, he's saying no to Fox. He's saying no to CNN. And I'm not surprised, because after the first debate with Vice President Kamala Harris, in which the polls say Trump lost spectacularly by basically the same margin that Biden lost the first debate, according to the same polls, this is what Trump had to say about the notion of debating Harris on Fox.
Mr. President, I know when we started the interview, you said that you felt that you won the debate last night, your best ever. I think before the debate happened last night, the Kamala Harris people said that they would actually like to do another debate in October. And I know that last night Fox News sent letters to your campaign and her campaign offering 3 dates of debates moderated by Martha and Brett. One is October 9th in Arizona.
Well, I wouldn't want to have Martha and Brett. I'd love to have somebody else other than Martha and Brett. I'd love to have, frankly, Sean or Jesse or Laura, somebody else. Let's give other people a shot. But I didn't think Martha and Brett were good last night. I thought Jesse was fantastic last night, what he said. Jesse really got it. Jesse said Trump won that debate. We won.
So again, that was, back in September. I think it was September when the debate between Vice President Harris and Trump was. This was the day after. And there was already an offer by Fox for Harris and Trump to debate. And Trump wouldn't agree to Bret Baier and Martha MacCallum moderating because he doesn't think they're friendly enough. Think about that. This is a conservative network. It's Trump's home turf. We've gone through multiple examples on the show where Martha MacCallum and Bret Baier are clearly in the bag for Trump, but he thinks that they're not in the bag enough. And the only way he would even consider such a debate is if Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters, and Sean Hannity were moderating. Think about that. That's how profoundly insecure Donald Trump is. I should also say the reason this isn't surprising is a few weeks after that, comment by Trump publicly, and just probably 2 weeks ago, Bret Baier, one of the proposed moderators and a Fox News host, a conservative Fox News host, was actually interviewed by Trump supporter Hugh Hewitt. And the topic of the debate came up, and he was very clear. Bret Baier was very emphatic. He doesn't believe the holdup and didn't believe the holdup would be Vice President Harris. He believed it was Trump. In other words, he believed that Vice President Kamala Harris would sooner agree to debate Trump on the Fox Propaganda Network, which had to fork over $800 million in a defamation settlement because they signal boosted Donald Trump's 2020 lies, such that despite the robust First Amendment protections and the extraordinarily high threshold in this country to satisfy the burden of a defamation case, they felt they were going to lose. So they forked over $800 million, nearly $1 billion, basically to help Trump out. That Harris would sooner walk into that situation and debate Trump than Trump himself. That is a staggering insecurity and trauma. A trauma from the ass kicking that he got on national TV from Vice President Harris, humiliated to an extent he's probably never been before on the debate stage, and he's lost most of his debates. Think about that. So this is fully commensurate. This shouldn't be a shock. This is something that Trump himself has been signaling. He's too stupid, he's too insecure, he's too weak to debate the vice president on Fox, despite all of the advantages in such a terrain. And by the way, Vice President Harris would be perfectly within her rights. It would be perfectly justified for Harris to say, you know what? I'm not going to debate you on Fox because Fox had to fork over $800 million because they're so thirsty, they're so horny to tell your lies, Donald. I can't trust them to be even just slightly slanted in your favor. She would have been perfectly justified to say that. Instead, she never did. So Donald Trump, yet again, rejected a Fox News offer of a debate, proving that even to Trump, even the Fox Propaganda Network is not a safe enough safe space. What a loser. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments.